So let's hear what Imus said. He's been accused of racism. Al Sharpton's says he's going to boycott the show until Imus gets fired.
Why was Sharpton listening to the show previously?
Yeah, no, literally like picking.
I know. Yeah, Jesse Jackson's already doing it. The Rainbow Push Coalition's out in front of the doors and picketing and. All right, okay. I might be in the minority too. Let's play it. And then you'll see how bad it is, and then let's come back and discuss.
So that's the basketball game last night between a little bit of Rutgers and Tennessee, the women's final.
Yeah, Tennessee won last night, 7th championship for Pat Summitt. Man, they beat Rutgers by 13 points.
That's some rough girls from Rutgers, man. They got tattoos and some hardcore hoes. That's some nappy-headed hoes there. I'm going to take that down. Oh, man, that's some... Ooh. And the girls from Tennessee, they all look cute, you know, so kind of like a, I don't know, Spike Lee thing. Yeah. The Jigaboos versus the Wannabes, that movie that he had. Yeah, it was a tough, do the right thing. I don't know if I'd have wanted to beat Rutgers or not, but they did, right?
Yeah, it was a tough watch. More look at Rutgers. They look exactly like the Toronto Raptors.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Holy tougher.
The Grizzlies would be man. Front page of it.
All right, so there you go. That was after the obviously the women's NCAA championship game between Rutgers and Tennessee. I was talking to first his sports guy, whose name I don't know.
Rosenberg.
Oh, that's still Sid Rosenberg?
Yeah.
I think he was fired. Are you sure?
Yeah, positive.
Oh, well, I thought they fired him for something earlier.
Well, perhaps they should have.
But the main objectionable comments actually came from his producer Bernard, who McGurk, who makes a living out of those comments.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one who first, in fact, said, I believe, hardcore hoes, as he referred to them, mm-hmm. And then Imus jumped in with the most objectionable line said so far, which is, yeah, some nappy-looking hoes is what.
Nappy-headed hoes.
Nappy-headed hoes. That was Imus's follow to McGurk's line about hardcore hoes.
All right, and then later, when I first read the story, I thought the worst part was when McGurk comes back and says,
like the Jigaboos line.
Yeah, the Jigaboos versus the Wannabes, and that's at that point I was like, no, that's way over the line. That's not a little over the line. That's way over the line. But reading into the story more, I found out that he's actually is referring to a Spike Lee movie. School Days has two teams, the Jigaboos versus the Wannabes.
Right.
So it's not just something that he made up, or it's not just a racial term he's thrown out there. He actually was literally referring to something that actually happened in a Spike Lee movie. So that made me think, okay, then I don't know if they should be fired. And in fact, I'm going to go with Ben here. I don't think they should be fired. And I think it's bad. And I've never liked Imus. And I think, is Howard Stern a racist, for example? No. Does he make money kind of winking and nodding at some construction workers' racism a little bit? Definitely. Okay? And I, when you hear Howard Stern sometimes do that stuff, he doesn't mean it, but he's exploiting it a little bit, right?
Right.
And that makes me a little uncomfortable, right? With Imus, I feel like he means it, right? And I think Imus certainly has some degree of racism in him. You don't just come out with nappy-headed hoes unless you're thinking of something. Now, that being said, look, I'm tremendously biased here because I think talk show hosts should have a lot of leeway.
I would say especially talk show hosts, whether you find his style funny or good or anything, but especially shows whose main bent is sort of comedy. It's supposed to be a comedy show,
right? Where
they do a lot of serious topics. It's arguably not funny, but
yeah, I was going to say if they're going to do a comedy show, what would have helped is being funny once over the last 20 years.
Well, I like him, so we obviously disagree on that. But I mean, that's the nature of this business. Some people like stuff, and some people don't.